twitch.tv / the Xisuma playing on Hermitcraft. And I cannot remember where I logged out. Well, that's where I logged out. Now I know. I was doing a little bit of Redstone-y stuff. That I was. Those are going to go there. These things are going to go back. Oh, look at it. Isn't it lovely? Except comparators need to craft more of those. This over here. And then anything left over at the moment before I run my system, just dumping them into here. And then bulk materials. Still doing that manually. There are so many things to do, and I've narrowed it down to 2. We should be... Oh yeah, let's set my status. I'm streaming. We should be working on the warehouse or the gardens outside, I've decided. We'll probably do a bit of both today. So that's what you're in for here. Welcome to all the peeps tuning in. Lots of you saying hello. Nice to see you. Welcome to the stream. Billman68 with the bananas. Winnie T. Ford. Digital Chaos. Some familiar names right there. Welcome on in all. So yeah, this area out here has got me asking questions, but I think I've got a rough plan of what I want to do. Yeah, I was thinking about it. So this little patch here, I think we might make some more pens like this that are small and have them for other animals, like llamas and stuff. Then this side of the path in this big flat area here, I think we should make a carrot and a potato field and separate these ones and design them in a way where we get you know, the areas are contained by the carpets, so the copper golems can live in them. Going to be doing a lot of that, but the bit that I want to focus on next is actually this bit over here. I want to get shrubberies in here. And that's actually kind of it. I think the paths are sort of in place. Oh yeah, no, and I want to build a little structure over here too. That's kind of where we're at right now. Karen Cake, welcome to the stream. You're finishing your final project in Italian, then you'll join us. Oh, cool, cool. See you in a little bit once you've done your studies. Awesome, awesome. That's what I have. I got another bunch over there. We'll go check those. We got Build2121 resubscribing for 21 months. Penguin Soldiers gifting a sub to N Expert. Appreciate you gifting a sub, my dude. G-Stick is here for 2 months. Hey X, love the streams so far. Quick, you like Tool? Quick answer, yeah, man. Swiftly moving on. Tool's a band that I always tell the same little story about. You see, I used to be a Tool, okay? I used to be an absolute Tool who didn't like Tool. For some reason, my mates decided that Tool were one of those bands we didn't like. And, yeah, and so oh, Tool, they suck, right? I don't listen to them. Anyway, many years later, Mr. Rendiggity Dog, fellow hermit of the Hermitcraft server, turned me onto them. Said, wait, you don't like Tool? You're a Tool, you know? And I started listening to them, and I absolutely love them. Think they're genius. Absolute genius band. Hey, Prover, thank you for 76 months, my dude. Appreciate it. Welcome to the stream. Got the Rockin' the Rune Realms today. A little bit different from Tool. This album is gorgeous. Skizzy would have been offended. Skizzy knows that I got there in the end. I think he'd forgive me for my sins, you know. I think I'm going to offset it a little bit right there. And he left. Skiz left. Wow. That is saying a lot. And now I was going to say, can anyone sleep? Right? And I'm still a few steps removed from my bed. It's not quite as slick as having one in your inventory. Well, never mind. Someone else is on it. Wait. Phantom membrane? You evaded me. You filthy. Right, I don't actually want the phantoms harassing me right now. They're terrible. They're the worst thing in this game. If I type in false, they won't do that anymore. They won't appear. Heart Gamer, thank you for 26 months. What a wonderful number. Can't believe how time flies, and it's the only beginning of the month, but happy holidays. We're 9 days in. We're 9 days in. That's pretty close to Christmas now, right? All right, so this thing is 1, 2, 3, 4. Couple of stairs, slabs on top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Couple of stairs, slabs on top. We can do that. The Season 10 World download. If you're on Java, we have the custom audio. If you're on Bedrock, we don't. Okay, let's get a stone cutter. Not all of them. Not all of them like that. I Dunk Biscuits is here for 17 months. Welcome, my dude. Appreciate it. Thanks for continuing to inspire my Minecraft adventures, X. Hopefully a Prime sub will go some way to show your appreciation and support. It does. It does. I appreciate it. Thank you. The Vixen, 38, is here for 82 months. Wow, big numbers. Thank you for the amazing support. It kind of feels to me like I should push it back in a little bit, but I think what I'll do is just mold the dirt around it a bit more. Now, when we did this, we used some different materials, and that's fine. I'm going to put these in place and then sort of do the rest after. Change it around after the fact. Let's get the shape in, get a rough idea of how big it's going to be, and then come back to it later. I was about to say, I definitely have some slabs. Here they are. Now, I kind of like that. Like, I like that the grass cuts it off, but it's too close. We need a bigger gap, you know. First time catching a stream. Welcome, Fox Fun. Tuesday is sort of becoming a part of my regular streaming day now. I struggle with a schedule. It seems like whenever I say that we're going to do things on a particular day, it all falls apart, right? I was very tempted to stream yesterday. I decided not to, and it was quite a quiet evening. Like, no one was on, no one was streaming. It was kind of lonely. But yeah, I'm trying to stick to Tuesdays, Thursdays, and weekends now. Trying to develop at least a little bit of a schedule of sorts. You know what, I'm going to be continuously walking back and forth because I'm forgetting that we want stuff like slabs over here. We want to go up a pop. And maybe I'll grab some rooted dirt. You know? Why not? Maybe coarse dirt too. Why not? Maybe leaf litter. I'll take all of it. I'll take all of it. Did you choose the seed for each season? No. I don't think I've ever... Have I ever... I think... I don't think I've ever had a seed that I've, like, pushed and been like, here's my choice. Let's play on this one. I've been involved in various capacities in helping find the seed or things related to it, but I don't think I've ever been like, hey, this is my choice right here. Let's play on this one. I don't think I've ever been like that. Yeah, over in this area here, I don't think I did my like pass on the leaf litter all the way around. As you can see here, I think what we're going to do is just have it flat on the ground. Yeah, as you can see here, it's not finished. That was the rest of that sentence, you know. I started this sentence, I didn't finish it. Now it's finished. Good stuff, basically. Good stuff. X, where are you from? You sound like a mixture of places, especially how you pronounce certain words, and you elongate certain ones too. That's just how talking goes, right? Everyone's unique. Okay, then some of that and rooted dirt. That kind of works. I think that's good. Then a little bit of leaf litter. Not a crazy amount. Just a few bits. Right. That's kind of nice. Now, we did pick up some regular dirt. We're going to use that. Yo, Badger Spanner coming in for 80 months. Thank you, Badger. Sup, lovely nerds, popping in from the physio waiting room to say boop. This something happened. I remember Joe. Something happened, right? Like he had an injury. I remember Joe talking about that. Whatever it was. Hope you're feeling better. That sucks. Yeah, no, we'll have it like that. On this side, maybe... Oh, I never technically finished building the wall. Broke your wrist badly, needs surgery. Dang. And in America as well, you know? It's like, now you got to think about how much that costs, which is crazy. You know, just come back to the UK for a little bit, you know? Just, I mean, isn't there a thing about, like, plane journeys being, like, cheaper and, like, people travel up to Canada for the healthcare and stuff? Dang. I've heard stories like that. I think I might have even mixed in some regular stone when I did this before. That is actually the height at which we would have blocks, right? Here and here. Not there. What is the seed picking process like? You vote. Now, it's not a voting thing, it's a discussion thing. You know, each season looks different. In the past, we've experimented with outsourcing it, so we don't make a decision, we just get given a seed. Like, I notice a lot of y'all, like, want to know about the inner workings of Hermitcraft, right? And it's way more like we're a group that move in the same direction together, right? We make it easy for ourselves. A lot of stuff is just like talking and hearing each other out, right? And then coming together on a decision. It's not that complicated. Let's put that there. It's kind of alright. How far back did that one go? Similar amount of blocks, it looked like. It also looks like the roof here changes a little sooner. Like about there. Now those blocks, are they like, do you see them at the surface is what I'm wondering. I think the answer is no. Yeah, that's going to be where we put the mud blocks. Apparently we had a hype train and I didn't notice. I noticed the train being over. Whoops. Well, thank you for the amazing support for all the peeps tuning in. You'll enjoy this animation, please. Enjoy it, please. Thank you very much. Hey, look, I've been looking at this screen. Sometimes movement on the other one just doesn't catch my attention, you know? You saw me talking to Pearl earlier about stopping Coppa golems from opening chests. You can casually detect an item passing through the hopper that feeds the copper chest and retracts a sticky piston. Yeah, I literally before starting this stream, well, and before taking a break, I've just, you know, worked out, cooked and eaten. Before that, I was literally working on that, and unfortunately, it's just too big of a contraption to put into my storage system. But I'm still investigating the idea and thinking about ways of making that work, because it's kind of like a compacting issue. Like, it works. I made a little contraption that does what I want it to do. It's just I can't squeeze it into my system. So that looks good. This here could look a little better. I think we're just going to put dirt in the wall, right? That's probably just what this needs for now. That way it will look a little bit more like it's supposed to be. Otherwise it looks a bit untidy, really. Right, and now we gotta come up with like the foliage for this area, and I was kind of wondering if we could come up with like a new palette or something. You need to look at my video again about the copper golem storage. You must have missed something. Mine just won't do what you want. Well, the instructions are present. By the way, if you hear slurpy noises, it's it's tea. Ember the Dragon, hi X, I tried that words are so difficult. Buffalo pesto pizza, and oh my god, it's so good. It's so good you use caps. Had it twice now. It's great, right? It really, like, now, once you've tried it, you can tell why I made that video, because it's that good. It really was a case of I found things that fit together, and I haven't really had a pizza that's like this before, but it totally works as a pizza. And that is awesome, and that had to be shared with the world, you know? Right, we'll put a few things... Do you know what I didn't do? I didn't do a pass where we swapped out some of the slabs and stuff like that, so we'll do a little pass on the... Yo! Oh, I need a llama in this area! I need a llama! Come on, brother! Let's get a llama! Oh my god. That's awesome. Okay. I really only want to do this up here just because you'll see it on the outside. More so than anywhere else. Happy llama, yeah, yeah. No, I literally... Can you breed the llamas? Can you breed the Wandering Trader llamas? I captured one the other day. I remember bringing it back here, or intending to, and then just not being able to find it later on. Yes, we can breed them. All right, now let's see. Let's do experiment and see if we can, like, take over the leashing, or leash that guy, or like, hey, yeah. Oh, I stole your llama. I stole your llama. Brilliant. Let's go bring him to the area. Don't fall in the hole. We got a llama. Come on, there we go. It's a robbery, yeah. Now, does the Wandering Trader follow them? And if I kill the Wandering Trader, do they care? I think I might just drop this guy into a hole. Isn't Zedaf looking for these? Although I think Zedaf is not online, and I don't think I've seen him online for a while. And you have basically nothing of use to trade. So, bye-bye! Goodbye! You're done. You're done. Alright. That's perfect, because I literally want to have like a llama breeding area. What do we breed llamas with then? How does one breed a llama? Buried alive. Oh yeah. It's like a metal song. Hay bales? That's a bit pricey, isn't it? I don't have hay bales, but I do have fields of hay, so... Hey you, thanks for the suggestion. Sleeping Warrior says, can you breed trader llamas or any natural ones? Well, I asked chat, and chat said you can, and chat's always correct. And they never take ownership if ever they're wrong, so we'll just see how that goes. Gonna feel like this is very flat over here. Maybe just a little bit more there. I'm not putting any materials away. I think we still need some of this. Hay bales, where am I going? To the wheat field. Blooming says we are never wrong. Yep. I've learned that. You're never wrong. Or at least you never take responsibility. Just happy to say whatever and hope it's correct. I see what it's about. I see what it's about. Do you know, I keep getting a little paranoid that items that land on the path will get picked up by the hoppers below, but of course they don't. They're full blocks. All we had to do is make sure that the hopper isn't underneath a farmland. That's how it does get picked up. Those ones, got to watch out for. They're not hydrated. Okay. I'll do for now. I want to add like a little bone meal station where you like compost. You just throw in your seeds and it all gets composted. Because we ain't got a bone meal farm yet, people. Let's go breed the llama. Chat, it's your moment of truth. What music are we listening to? It is Rune Realms. So they'll eat it, but they make no hearts. So that's not the way you do it. Nope, question mark? Oh! Oh, who would have thought? Who would have knew? Who would have thought? Gem did it. Oh, really? Well, what did Gem use to breed them? Yo, let's stop faffing around. Let's use the wiki. Tell me about the Llama. Behavior. Where's like breeding? Breeding. Yeah, hay bale is the way. Wiki says hay bales. It says hay bales, but that's for llamas, not trading, traveling ones, right? I mean, there's no baby that I've just missed here. Oh, you need to tame them first. How do we tame them then? Is that just by riding on them like a horse? Okay, okay. I've never really interacted with llamas much, you know? I've never really interacted with them much. What can I say? Hey, there we go. Now for the other one. Chill, buddy, chill. You know that fella you used to hang around with? He's abandoned you, you know? He did the off. That fella did the off. Now X will take care of you. Yeah, do you know what I could do? I could literally get custom llama, like, I don't think we call them saddles, but covers. I'm not going to do that, though. I'm trying to get one for the Happy Ghast, actually, and it's not working. It might be like a Minecraft bug thing. There we go. Carpet. Yeah, it is carpet, but I feel like you would have a sort of real-world relatable name for that. Oh, look at your little baby trading llama. You're so cute. And adorable. Oh. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so you can put the carpet there. And then, how do you get the inventory? Like, these were designed for moving lots of... Do you know what? It might be that regular llamas have it because they come in different sizes, but it used to be these were for moving lots of materials. It's so weird. I think the wings and the elytra existed at that point, but like they had a sort of solution for moving these things or items over distances. And yet they're completely redundant immediately. Also, those cows are very loud. They're going to be making noise all stream. Okay. Okay. Right, what are we doing? What are we doing? First part of the stream, we're going to be outside working on this stuff. I think what I want to do is set up some fence posts, right? We got our spruce, we got our oak. Probably need to make a little bit more. Might throw in a few of those. So we're going to make a field. We need a melon patch somewhere. We need a melon patch and then carrot and potato field. And I think what I'll end up doing is making... I think I'm going to turn that into a potato field. Maybe carrot here and beetroot and wheat over there. Like, where I've used lots of decorative wheat all over the place, I feel like I should sort of move it around a little bit so the wheat isn't all next to the other wheat, if that makes sense. I also completely forgot to finish what we were actually doing. We got distracted by the llama. The llama. Okay. Like, what foliage should we use in that area? That's kind of what I've been thinking. Could use some of those dark green bushes. Ah, now we've got melons in here. That's going to be something we're going to do in a little bit. So we'll grab that. We'll get some melon seeds together. So we can start to get that melon patch going. Right, that's set aside for that. Any suggestions for foliage? Muddy mangrove roots might look into it. Bushes. Yeah, bushes is probably a good place to start, isn't it? Bushes is a good place to start. It's a little obvious. I kind of want to find something that maybe you wouldn't think to see. And I think I just saw something that you wouldn't initially think of. So yeah, let's try some unique stuff here. Like mangrove roots. When it comes to bushes, probably birch will fit the vibe. Right, I'm thinking these. Just putting them in on their own as little ones. They won't grow. We'll get some bushes from out there. And then there was something in here. Yeah, those things. And then that will require some bone meal. And then we'll probably use regular grass and stuff. Cool. Alright, I think a mix of those things will probably go a long way. To just make it feel unique without, like, overdoing it. Cool, I like that. I like that. That works. Single dark oak saplings as little shrubs are so cute, says Violet Cat. Yeah, they are pretty cool. Yo, Willow Twitch. I probably butchered your name. Thank you for the prime, my dude. Thanks for supporting the channel. Azaleas are good, and dead bushes with leaves on top look like mini trees. And then there's firefly grass and normal bushes. Yeah, I looked at quite a few of those, and they didn't quite tickle my fancy. Like, I'm winging it a bit here, right? Like, there's many things we could do. And I'm just figuring it out bit by bit. It's kind of my approach. Cup fan on the server. Just letting you know. I know you could see it in chat, but just thought I'd let you know. Lunge is the only new enchantment, right? That's correct. Oh yeah, it came out today, didn't it? Mounts of Mayhem. I imagine some of y'all are playing that. I am excited to update the server, but also not, because I like a new drop, right? But I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do with it, with the new stuff. I feel like the Nautilus is kind of like a little decorative thing, but maybe like an underground water tunnel somewhere. Maybe there's some tricks to get the Nautilus to go fast, using soul soil or something. I don't know. It's worth looking into. So, this will be our, like, canvas, is these blocks here, plus the bone meal on the grass. Let's start up in this corner. I feel like putting little shrubs like that might be a way to play it. They probably look a little better, less exposed. Putting a few more. Kind of want them at different heights and not feeling quite as uniform. Like you don't want to see patterns when you look at them. That's how I feel. Not there. Yo, Worgen Threeman, thank you for the prime. I like that name. That's a cool name. Right, now these ones being nearby. Yeah, no, they'll work. They'll work in the mix. They'll totally work. We need a spot where we can get these numbers up. This is where you really want like a dispenser farm and stuff, right? That's what the warehouse is going to be for. Getting these things en masse. You decide you're going to use them, you head over to the warehouse, you know? That's another way of doing it. Spread it out a bit too. All right, let's go ahead. I'm gonna get rid of the leaf litter up here because that like gets in the way of stuff. I don't mind it down the front where it's going to be a bit more visible, but up here it's just getting in the way of things generating. Right, we don't want stuff like flowers. So we'll get rid of all that. And that's kind of okay. Spread out a fair bit. That's more like it. That to me looks quite well balanced, and just a few of these, I think. Just a few of these little shrubberies here and there. And we've probably got this locked. I like that. I think that's going to work for me. That's a really nice mix. We didn't use these, right? Maybe just one or two of them. Maybe you noticed it, maybe you don't. I'm just going to leave that one there for now. But that's a very nice mix. Very simple, very pleasing on the eye. And we'll just continue it down across this way. Maybe it's around here where the leaves start to come in that we'll put in a few of these saplings on their own, as if somehow they're related to the leaf litter. Where we've got this kind of area with more of that going on. Yeah, I think that's all right. Okay, let's get more grass on the bits in between. All the way back here. Looking okay. A bit too much of the tall stuff at the front, and then we'll punch out the flowers. Sweet. All right, we know what we're doing. When am I going to update the server? Oh, great question. You'd never guess the answer, though. I'm going to update it when the mods are ready to update it. If I could add any type of tree, what would I add? I would add one that would introduce like a gap in the color palette, right? But also, I think in terms of farming it automatically, like with a shape or a design that gives you an opportunity to make some new contraptions, which is a pretty generic answer for me. If you've heard me answer these questions before, I always think in terms of like contraptions and farms. I just like the idea of like something being added and then giving something to the Redstone community as well, like a new little farming operation to do it, a new type of challenge. Hopefully one where like the old systems don't apply, so it's not just like new thing, you know, oh, we've done that before, here's the farm for it. That happens a lot. So far I like that distribution, just gotta beef it up a little bit, I think. And that's pretty good. It starts to get a bit sparse here. In fact, I think the way it gets sparse is just about right. When we chuck in all of this this stuff around it, I think it'll look real good. Very bushy. This feels so peaceful with the music. I very intentionally picked this record again today, and I turned up the volume a little bit just because I've played this record a lot in the past, and it's very on the like scenic, ambient, atmospheric kind of side. And when I sat down to properly listen to it, I was like, right, I wanna like figure out all my thoughts about this record are. And then I kind of realized, oh wow, this one is really subtle compared to other Rune Realms records. So today I was like, I want to listen to it again. I want to turn up that volume though. That looks so nice. That's such a simple thing. It probably does need a few flickers of contrast here and there. Like, this is a good way of doing your terrain, but I always feel like you need more stories in it, so you need like patches or breaks from the norm. You need little bits of rock here and there or something, right? And I tend not to go that hard on this stuff, but I'll happily point it out. If some of you are watching and you're like looking for tips, that's another good thing you can do with this kind of building, is to like mix that sort of thing into it. I reckon probably a little bit more contrast in this area because it is very plain grassy. Maybe one more little ding there. Take that back. And I'm quite happy with that, but it It peters out, but it peters out into, like, not a lot. There's not a lot going on over here. There's a few dark oak saplings, and there's some leaf litter, but that's about it. I think what we'll do is put more of this stuff down. And then come in with the bone meal, if there's even any space left for it. And that's kind of decent. That's kind of decent, I think. That's all it needed. Wow. Right, now there is another thing that has just crossed my mind as it starts to get a little dark over here, which is light levels. Always a thing in this game, isn't it? So you can see that we need to slap down some glow lichen. And I kind of want to start doing that pass on this area as well. Because we're gonna take things to the next level real soon. Well, in my next episode, you'll see what I'm getting up to, and part of that, I think, involves making this area a lot safer, so no spawnable spaces whatsoever. Which includes inside of there, funny enough, where I kind of don't want to add light, but whatever. It needs lighting up. So yeah, then we end up with these little glowy fields. That being said, what I could probably do is add another one of those over here. Could add a water feature. I could, but I'm not looking for that level of detail here right now. There's always this this sort of balance of like scale and ambition, where if you go really ham on details, you'll scale back what you're doing in the world, right? So I'm very cognizant of that. And I feel like the balance is great, especially for the fact that you're like here to use the fields, and this stuff is just background, you know? I think for the time we put into this, it makes a lot of sense. Now, can I get rid of that one? I can. That's good. But I think the sort of glowing fields back here are just like the compromise at this point. It's just one of those things. It's going to be like this until they give us beacons that stop things spawning. Which I totally think is a thing they should do, by the way. How could we not want that? Right, so that's like the whole of that area done. Nice. There's a little bit there as well. Okay. It's kind of looking like it, isn't it? Okay, then a little bit here and a little bit there. So we never put a copper lantern back here. I think I should go a little bit further back with it, actually. Also, did I wax these? I think they need waxing, right? Another thing that I've got to do. Oh my, it never stops, does it? It never stops. Now that I come up here, this area feels a little, like, unfinished, but then you don't want everywhere just being full of bushes. You do need some, like, dead spots where it's like, okay, well, here's just grass, you know. But I very much don't want anything spawning at all. So it all gets lit up, and we just have to deal with the fact that means it glows. It's just how Minecraft is. Builds glow. Because of mob spawning. Okay, that gets this one here. Those will get those bits, and something there. And something in this corner. And then you got like one little bit there. Of course you do. All right. Not so bad. That's a nice. It's a nice scope right there. A nice wide area that's been covered. When will I next stream? Thursday probably. Hey, we had a noise in the ear. FedArt SK here with a tip. Good evening. Tensuma or Tenisuma. Maybe I ask if you want to send some Hermit, Hermtengo, retextured model, it would be good enough to send you model folder or you need whole setup. Resource pack. I got no idea what you're asking, my dude. I appreciate the tip, but are you saying if you want to send someone a model? I mean, best way to try and get Hermit's attention is probably like Twitter or something. I don't know if Tango uses Twitter much. Or maybe leave a comment, I don't know. You're curious if I watch the non-Hermitcraft content, like Guess the Build or Building with Build-Ups? No, I don't watch those. I might watch a Building with Build-Ups on occasion, because obviously he's a, you know, building master, and you'll probably learn a lot by watching one of his videos, you know? But generally I don't consume a lot of Minecraft content, like, apart from Hermitcraft. That's about it. Building with B-Dubs is your favorite non-Hermitcraft YouTube series. It's an awesome series. B-Dubs is an artiste, as one might say. An artiste. Right, wax. Yes, we need to go wax. Well, I remember. Let's turn off this mini HUD stuff now. We're done with that. We don't want that on the screen. Congratulations, Cub. Oh, wow. Full debris. The man is covered in it. That is some serious dedication right there. Literally. We only put 2 of these down. I think we might have only put 2. I am trying to be really sparse with them, which can be tricky. We got Cat Cup coming in, first stream of the season, asking why I changed the episode numbers. Yeah, I wanted to make a break. I wanted to make a change, like, with how I make videos, sort of both mentally and how they're presented. He's presenting them all right. Yeah, I wanted to make a change, and there's a lot of sentimentality. Wow, I'm just making up words today, aren't I? There's a lot of like sentimentalness wrapped up in stuff like the episode number, and it doesn't have to be that way forever. And I just kind of felt like the thumbnail was old. Sentimentality, that's the one. Chat's got it. Chat's got it right there. Big words, big words. Yeah, there's a lot of sentimentality to keeping it, and I want to let go of that kind of stuff, because on one hand, you know, streaks and tradition can be interesting, it can be good, and sometimes it holds you back, and I started to feel like maybe it's holding me back. Maybe I should, you know, put a new foot forward. And so this season, if you've been watching the episodes, you'll know exactly, well, that's exactly what I've done, right? Like, we've really changed up the style, and I've been loving it. I mean, certain things haven't changed much at all, but that's a bit too smooth for what I want here. Do you know what, actually it might work well as like the border on this side, and then putting some leaf litter on top might look really cool too. But yeah, I've made a change with some of the style and the approach to the video. If you've noticed this, awesome. If you haven't, well, you know, there's only so much of yourself that you can change. It's still me talking, and it's still me doing things that I'm interested in the game, right? So there's only so much of that you can get across, is what I'm saying. It is easier to keep track of episodes, because before I missed a few, I couldn't remember what number I watched because it was so high. Yeah, what I'm actually trying to do is get away from numbers completely. Like, although they're there in the title, they're not on the thumbnail anymore. And my thinking is just that YouTube's evolved and changed, and it's a little bit more about, like, videos being a bit more of an individual topic than a series. And I thought I'd embrace it rather than shy away from it and just ask, like, how can I make this work for me, essentially? Something like that, you know? And so I thought about how I package my ideas and present them. And the result is this new format that we've put together. So we're going to have like a field cluster here, melon patch, and then second field cluster. I think this terrain here will get pushed back yet again. Let's get another tool out the toolbox. I'm also going to need a bit more leaf litter as we go along. Let's actually push this back like that. And then have it kind of swoop in again. Maybe hug that terrain back there a bit more. Yeah, we want a lot more out of this space, I've decided. Alright, we got another noise in the air. It's Eversteru with a big tip here. Thanks so much, my dude. I really appreciate your continued support, man. You're always here. I think I've read one of your messages earlier, right? Thank you for sharing about your grandpa the other day. Mine was in a similar situation. I hadn't visited as I wanted to remember him at his strongest. Visited after your stream and held his hand. So glad I did. It was a lovely moment. Oh, I'm glad you went in, my dude. Yeah. A little update from me. My granddad passed a few days ago. The last time that I saw him, though, he was very weak, and I kind of said my goodbye quietly because I didn't want to disturb him. He had started to get like a build-up of fluid in his lungs. He wasn't as responsive. When I tried to hold his hand, he very much didn't want to because my hands were cold. It was like there was very little of him left, and yeah, my last time with him when I left, I think I didn't know if that was the last time I would see him, but it sort of felt like I'd seen the last of him because his strength was so low. But like you, I had a moment before where he was still there and he held onto my hand and squeezed it, you know. So when I got the news that he passed, it kind of just felt like a normal day to me. Like I was already sort of expecting it. It was sad, but I was able to just kind of like move on and get on with my day. But funny enough for these things, yesterday and a little bit today, I've noticed my moods are dipping and I need to like pay attention to what I'm thinking and feeling a fair bit, which might just be related to that, or it could just be typical mood swings. But often these things are all connected, right? Like even if you think you're good with it, it can still play on your mind. But thank you for the condolences, chat. I appreciate that. It's I think I tried to express it before, but it's not been a difficult kind of death. It's been a, you know, he's 94. His health has declined. You know it's coming at some point, and you've had plenty of time with him, and it's one of those kinds of passings. So I've dealt with it in some way. I'm sure some tears will come flowing at the funeral. They always do, right? That looks about right. And hold down shift to that bit. Right, so I reckon that's probably where we're going to want to put our carpets. So this will be more of a path here. Let's get rid of that log. That log doesn't feel right. Nor does that one anymore. It's got this big blob of path here. Leading into this space. Remember to allow yourself to grieve, though. Just pushing through the thoughts doesn't sound healthy. I wasn't pushing through thoughts. Or pushing them away. That wasn't it at all. It was just... like, I'd already accepted that it was... you know, it was coming any day. It wasn't a sudden death. It was slow. He was old. You know, like, I was talking to my dad about it, and... because he was quite hard hit by it. But then we started talking about how my gran passed, and with my gran it was much more sudden. It was like okay, she's in the hospital, but the last time I saw her, like, I was talking to her, I was having proper conversations. That really hit me. When I was in New York and we had landed and we got the news when we got off the plane, it was like I had to sit and sob and like let it out. And then the next few hours I felt really weird. Because like the next couple of hours was waiting around. Why did I come all the way? It's because I'm waffling. It's because I'm talking about other stuff. The next few hours was like very strange because we had to stand in line and just feel like sit with the sadness for a while. But then when we got like through and started getting into the city, it was like, well, now we're here to like enjoy our holiday, and this is what my nan would have wanted. It was a very strange kind of flip. And then you came home and like had the funeral and stuff and grieved then. But it's not like that at all. It's very much this has been coming, and I'm sort of already at peace with it, you know? It's not really a case of like pushing thoughts away or anything like that. Grief comes in all forms. Sudden passing is a shock to the system, and with what X described, his last moments were prepared for this. Yes, yeah, it was very much a sort of mentally already there kind of thing, right? Oops. Dang it. Nighty Thor, what a life he must have had. Yes, indeed. And probably one of the greatest generations, right? Like one of the best times to be born. I mean, the future's always uncertain, but given our massive impact on the planet, the sheer impact we have on it, you know. Earlier I was listening to a video about like where have all the insects gone, right? So this is well on my mind right now, but like the sheer impact we have with our numbers on the planet, like the future is rocky. It's not all set in stone. I believe we have the power and the capability to come up with amazing solutions and solve problems, but it's not certain. However, when you look back, you can say, well, if you were born then, you get to live to this age in these conditions. That ain't a bad deal, is it? That ain't a bad deal. Grieving the loss of someone who has not yet passed is natural when it's a slow decline in health. Yeah, well, grieving the loss of anyone is natural, right? Do I have an EFO donkey? I do, yeah. Would it be nice if we put out the fires before they burn the house down? Who's they? Who's they? An Ethonki. I love that name. That's hilarious, that one. So, somewhere here I want to kind of like put a melon patch running through the middle. Oh yeah, and then I've got to have like space for these. Crazy. I don't miss the bug swarm splattered on the windshield, but yes, we need more insects. We do, don't we? I think I should just focus on building out the shape a little bit more here. Probably overthinking it a bit too much at the moment. And then, like, the other thing is, I'm going to have a path through here. Oh, we're getting dangerously close to where the bees are. That's great. Path through here, like, and a whole area with the melons, I think is what we're going for. Just trying to picture it more in my head before we actually, like, build it. If that makes sense. Something like that. I feel like that's reasonable. But then our melon patch, maybe if I cut it off there, we're going to have this melon patch, but like, am I going to have a path? Where's the next path going to be? Because we've only got one way in here. Which may not be a bad thing. Maybe that's the way we do it. Because I was kind of picturing after this putting sweet berry bushes in the background in like rows. So you can go farm it if you want, but it's a kind of like out of the way area. So I could see that working. Yeah, I think we can figure this out. I think we can figure this out. It's just one of those weird Minecrafty things with building. I don't know how y'all are, but I do know a lot of us are like this, where you just and ah a little too much and don't really pull the trigger. And then some of y'all are just like really easy with it. You just throw stuff down and you're like, yeah, that'll do. Not overthinking it at all. It's squiggly. It's definitely squiggly. Let's now go to the other side. Because I think this one's going to follow this. Maybe about here we change it up a little bit. But it's gonna take up this space a fair bit. I reckon it makes sense to have an entrance over here. So like an entrance here maybe, like too wide again. I need to go make more spruce fences, don't I? More spruce fences. A spruce a wood. Oh, I've already got some wood on me. We got a noise in the air. It's a gifted sub on the Fritz, gifting a sub to Flighting99. Thank you for gifting that sub, my dude. Appreciate you supporting our community with one. Surprisingly, you haven't got a single ad today. Interesting. I mean, usually they love to serve you up the ads, don't they? I can't get enough of it. Right, who's going to sleep? Maybe me today. Hey, lovely Daisy. You downloaded the Season 10 map and it works. Awesome, awesome. Tangent. I think we should refer to it as our planet or our environment as opposed to the planet and the environment. If we frame it as something being done to us, the people, we tend to care more. That's a really good point, yeah. I'm on board with that, our planet. Take some responsibility for it, right? The problem is like so much of like the problems are built into systems, right? Like big things that are deep in motion and entangled into our way of life. It's very, very difficult to uncouple ourselves from it. So it's a real challenge to like figure out how to deal with these things. You know, unfortunately, the whole like telling people just do more of this or less of that, like it's a nice idea, but you probably want more of those like invisible changes where people don't realize. You know, stuff under the hood. The invisible things you don't think about. Xisuma, I'm going around figuring out what everyone's plans and lore are around their bases this season. Can you tell us if you have any plans or lore behind what you're planning? The lore is unbelievably light. Like it's Coppa Golem themed, and then I've got the Godot statue. And that's probably about as far as my lore with them is going to go. It's just a fun little thing that I threw up at the entrance. I kind of wanted something to like really make that entrance pop, and it just felt like a statue was the thing. All right. As for the plans, so we're standing in the starter area, which, admittedly, I thought like a lot more of this would be done earlier on, but then it was sort of like a thing that I thought I would do with my off time, air quotes, right? Your downtime or whatever. Those in-between moments. But like really, when you play Hermitcraft, it's like all of your time is on your big projects and what you're doing. There wasn't really space for this to like fit in. So it's taken me longer to get around to it and dedicate time to it. But essentially, what we're looking at here is sort of the area for starter farms to go. And now we're at that point where we've got more established in the season. It seems probably a little bit redundant, but I wanted to make that area look really pretty and interesting because I'm going to put my builds around the walls here. We're going to create like a city that's raised up, and it's like walking down like a high street or something. There's going to be all these Aqui, if you saw season 7, Aqui City or whatever it was called, Aqui Town, like building fronts, and then they're going to overlook this area. So there was like an incentive to make this area look gorgeous, and we've been doing that. We've been making it look real nice. It's been a success of its own kind, I guess. Do you know what? I thought this place was looking a lot bigger than it was. So let's take a few steps back here and keep this thing a little bit closer. Then we have what's inside the mountain, all the Coppa Golem projects. So I've got a few more of those to do. That's like my Coppa Golem arc, as I've been referring to it. And once that's done, we'll move on to the music arc, where we just do tons of like Redstone musical projects. And that is going to be very interesting stuff because it's definitely way more passion project than makes sense from a Minecrafty perspective. But I'm just going to rock and roll and see what happens. That is a pretty good size for a bunch of crops. The only thing is, like, I still need a path through the middle of it, which I haven't really thought about here because this one doesn't have that kind of reconnect thing. Maybe that's what it needs. Maybe this needs to go over there. So it sort of like loops back around or something. Then we need that, like, alignment where it's, like, 2 blocks to get in. That's hard to do on a diagonal. Maybe just like that. Just have it here. That'd make for quite a tight little space on this side here, though. So maybe not. What if we put our 2 wide bit there? And the path here can just connect there. Not a big deal. And then that's quite a nice space for the pumpkin patch, isn't it, between those two? Fill some of this back in. Hello, cow. Hanging out in your little secret world down there. So I think that kind of works. That feels like about the right amount of space. And this pumpkin patch is like just an area that you walk into. It's not going to be... yeah, anything other than that. Now, as for this bee farm thing that we got here, I think I'm going to have to reduce the entrance to a ladder or something. Do I have songs planned for the Redstone music stuff? Yeah, I've got like a lot of musical ideas all prepared. Mini games and stuff. So for me, it's like I'm finishing off the copper arc. I'm going to finish this little bit out here. And then as we build up buildings around the outside here for farms and stuff, we'll start doing the musical stuff at some point. Now, I've been debating about having a big musical building, like a mega build that's like all the stuff in one place. I don't think I'm going to do that anymore. I think I'm going to try and start to theme these buildings around here to be musical, as I want to give people like a reason to visit this area and enjoy it. So like there's a shop, there might be another 1 or 2 shops over here as well, and then we'll just put the musical stuff here, and you know, it becomes just the area to visit to play games and do shopping for the particular things that I'm setting up, right? Okay, so I said I wanted a ladder just to like reduce a little bit of space where this thing is. Yo, Tesla, thank you for 19 months. We also had Selenos, thank you for subscribing. Glessarius coming in with 1,000 biddies. Thank you for your generosity, my dude. Speaking of copper golems, I could share a sorting system design with you that's tileable. Always, yeah, always. Always up for seeing designs and stuff, right? Yeah, we'll just put that up to there now. Then it takes up a little less space here. You know, I could probably drop off most of this stuff now because I'm kind of done with a lot of this. What I'm not done with is, what did we grab out of our, like, our setup here? We grabbed, that's not where they came from. The muddy mangrove roots, I want those to go back. We've got some wheats over here as well. Yo, free piglets in a coat. Thank you for 30 months, my dude. Appreciate it. Thank you. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Callie says, have you ever experimented with randomized music in Minecraft? As in a few different bass lines, drum beats, melody snippets, and a loop. Yep. Yeah, I've done stuff. I got loads of plans that will cover all kinds of different territory. You'll just have to wait and see. Okay, put that in there. It's starting to look a little cleaner again. We'll start over here, maybe. So this is what I want to do next. We'll start to use bone blocks now, I think. I'm going to need my hoe. Probably done with the axe. Fortune. Maybe. I do have some more melon blocks I could break up for now, right? And then come back with Silk Touch later. So when we did the pumpkin patch, we didn't exactly like mix anything else in particular in and among it, but I wonder if there's something greenish that would complement the melon that we could drop into the area. Sugarcane, if it only grew one tall, would be a possible idea. Oh, look. Oh, look, there's something that I needed. Ha. Ha. Let's go. Oh, wrong one. Let's go put it in. I also don't have all the flowers here, right? Chat. Chat, do your thing. Slime blocks. Interesting suggestion. If I had a lot of slime blocks, I'd genuinely give that a try, but I don't. I have no slime. Bushes. Yeah, okay, but which type? I tell you what, maybe not bushes. Maybe something else. Now, these don't grow into trees unless you bone meal them, so we can put them down decoratively. That is a thing we can do. I really need some water, by the way. Really feeling it. Green terracotta. A little too plain. I think we want something textured, but here's what I'm thinking, right? We come to this area. I could maybe hide something waterlogged. Is there like a green block we can waterlog? Something that'll like blend in with the grass? Copper grate? Actually, a stripped one. Not a bad shout. That's interesting. That's an interesting idea. Like that, but stripped with water in it would probably be pretty decent. Inventory management in this game, right? Like, you know, what do I want to do? I want to move some water. I want to put it in this block, but this block's got to be different. Like, it's not a problem. What are you talking about? I could put a light source under that as well if I really wanted to. Now I need my axe, which I just put away. Oh my goodness me, I can't escape it. I can't escape it. Wait a minute, leaves. Can we? Yeah, we can waterlog leaves. I kind of want to try this now. Yeah, waterlog the leaves. Dang it. Got too excited about this one. Like, still blends in pretty well, doesn't it? I think that blends in pretty nice. But part of me says go with the leaves. I never took out any leaves. These guys, I swear. It looks like 10 times better, doesn't it? Yeah, it's like as cool as that is. It's like you're not really what this build is about. I'm sorry. Sorry, we're gonna have to change that. Right. So this will do a little area around it. Now, is that fortune? It is. So what happens when I break that? I get I think I got 2 back. I'm not sure if that's the way to do this, really. If we let it grow into a melon, we'll get many more. Look at these stalkers. Just won't leave me alone, will they? Now, part of me doesn't want this patch to be, like, too uniform. Is that really all the bone meal I got left? No, we've got a whole other bit. Because we want to throw in some of these bushes here and there as well. Like, you can put it there. I don't know. Don't want to disrupt the grid too much, right? What if I did it like that kind of spacing? Like that. Would the next one go there? I don't know. Technically, it doesn't have a gap between it. Or maybe I'm overthinking it. Maybe just put a bunch of these, don't really, like, consider how close they are to one another and just rock and roll with it. But that's what I think we're going to do for the melon patch, right? And maybe I'll even put little things on top of these. I'll tell you what could go on top of them. Leave me alone. I'm just peacefully playing Minecraft. I didn't ask. Oh, I didn't ask for this, chat. I did not ask for this. Okay, so what popped into my head is in here. Well, this will look cool. I'm pretty sure this will look cool. A little bit of cactus flower on top on occasion. Oh, that's lovely. That's lovely. Okay, a little bit on the exotic side, but I'm gonna do that. Right, so I think I'm gonna leave this here because I did say we'd do like a half and half today. And wow. Even though I've got all this stuff sorted out, it still feels overwhelming. Just clicking on everything one at a time, slowly finding out where it goes. But that's good, that's good. Okay, put it all away. Almost all of it away. Don't want to miss a beat. Yep. I didn't put the bone meal in there. That's fine, that's fine. It's not a big deal. Make sure those are the right way around, and there you go, fully organised. Ready to get back to it. This time we're going underground. We've enjoyed some good outdoorsy time. Now we need to get back underground again. Put the cactus flower on the flowering azaleas, though. Well, yeah, I guess they could maybe fit a little better together. Who knows? We're moving on from that. Right. Chat, I'm going to go get some water, and I might nip to the loo. I don't know if I actually need that. I hardly drunk any of this tea, can you believe it? So sad, but I feel like I need to drink some water, so I'm going to go grab some, right? I'll be right back, people. I will be right back. Enough vitamin D for the day, I'm pretty sure I've had plenty of vitamin D. Right. Off I go. I'm back, and I'm hydrated, mildly. I'm gonna sit down again. What was I going to press? The hydrate one? That one. I was going to press that emote. Wait, there is chicken on that shelf. There is, yeah. There's also like some redstone over there. I came up with a little contraption idea today. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. So I've realised that we probably want like a second tunnel going this way. You're enjoying this album? It's beautiful music, right? It's got a real chill, awesome vibe to it. Yeah, I realised that we probably want like another access tunnel to over to this space. This is kind of like the level floor entrance area. I think I decided the wall's going to be like the actual entrance is somewhere around here. Now I still haven't heard back from Mumbo, and I really kind of wanted his input on this, but at the same time we need to get started at some point, I guess. And there was something that I wanted to build. I kind of wanted it to build on this stream, but there's very little chance of that happening, but we can at least make the space for it. I need to go look at my messages to Mumbo to remind myself of what we were doing. Where are we at? Mumbo. Aha, I've got the images on my other screen now, so... Yeah, there's like a deep slate wall, and then it offsets, and you've got mangrove woods and netherrack and stuff. I'm really not sure about this design. I think I'll wait. I think I'll wait for Mumbo to get back to me. Maybe we should have just stuck with the outside stuff. One thing I know I'm doing for sure is I'm going to make the floor out of copper. That's like the one thing, because it's going to be a copper aging facility. So why don't we just focus on putting this floor in, I think. Otherwise I will get a little too caught up in the umming and ahhing about the build planet and build palette. I've had a real thing with words today, haven't I? Is this a playlist playing in the background? Yeah, it is. One step at a time, you suppose? I guess so, you know. It's just if I had communicated with Mumbo about it a bit better, like, and we had a design we could like crack on with, then I'd be happy to. It's just I don't want to like start working on something and then Mumbo being like, "Oh, I've got a better design," you know. So I'd rather we just know what we're doing and execute, is essentially what I'm saying. Words are hard. Apparently they're hard, yeah. So if this is the entrance, that's like, there's going to be like a slight buffer for the wall. So we'll start here. And then I want this thing to be doubled up. Now, I think I also want it to be... Do we do it like this, chat? Do we do it so that you stand on the half slab, or do we do it so that you stand on a full block? The difference is things definitely can't spawn on there, but then we kind of want the place to be lit up. And I think if you start building contraptions and stuff, it will probably look a little better. Now, when you put your copper blocks for age on top of this, though, it's a little easier to mine them because you're not aiming down as much. A couple of you are saying full block, yeah. I reckon we'll just go with full block. It'll probably feel better that way as well. Chat is EP today. Do you mean sleepy? Yeah, I'm not getting a lot of feedback on this, like. So I think we'll just go with this. What happens when he fully oxidizes? Does he get the regular Xisuma skin? Why are you asking me, dude? Why would I know the answer to that question? Yeesh. Sorry, I'm eating. How dare you? Yeah, you're doing something else. That's cool. I mean, it's half and half. Like, sometimes I just waffle and whatnot, and there's not much to say, and other times I ask for feedback, but then you're probably just used to me waffling, so fair enough. Anti-Brilliant says, I have no feedback because you have better ideas than I have. Fair enough. I mean, fair enough then. I just remember something really important about this, is that it all has to be unwaxed. And I'm glad I remembered that, because I wouldn't want to make that mistake. Now we need more, a lot more. But we have a nice little path back to our storage, although I probably want to go this way for this one. You're prepping for time on the archery range when the weather is better. Cool. Multitasking, emails, dishes, and X stream. You know what I say about multitasking? If you're doing all of that, you ain't doing nothing at all. Well, not quite nothing, but you know. I've been multitasking like a bit less lately. And just feeling much better for it as well. Like right now I've not got a lot on. It's like I'm just sort of doing Hermitcraft, so like in my days when usually other things pop up and start getting in the way, there isn't much of that. There isn't much of that, so I don't find myself like juggling a bunch of different tasks all of a sudden. And it feels good just to be like more focused on a single thing. So what I realized with what I was doing before is that this block splits into 8 slabs. So it makes more sense to strip it before you... Do you know, I should have done this in the trial chamber, right? I should have gone to the trial chamber and stripped it before mining it. But if I strip all of this, we'll make 8 times as much in slabs. And I don't want to scrape 8 times the amount in slabs. You know what I mean? But what I should have done, and I probably will do next time I visit a trial chamber, is scrape it there before mining it up. The shield thing is so annoying. Brain smarts indeed, indeed. Lure de Lune says, waffles. Waffles. What do y'all want me to talk about anyway? You don't think there's enough purple in my build? I don't think I'm going to use any purple in my builds. Do you like the trends towards more hermit to hermit interactions in videos? Yeah, I do. I do. I like it a lot. Have I seen XB's Golem statue? Yep. Pretty sure that was in my last episode, right? What age of copper oxidization do I like the most? This one. This one is the most aesthetically pleasing. Watch out, your axe is about to break. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's literally about to break, my dude. Thank you for... Thanking you from me for reminding me it's literally about to break. Oh my god. Jeez. Where would we be without you? I think a slight tweak of purple to be more cool and less warm would make it more useful. Yeah, it's got this like plasticiness to it, which I think you can lean into and go with that, but it's harder to make it like meet you halfway when you're trying to do something different with it. But hey, I think it's way too late in this game to change the texture like that. I mean, they changed all the textures in the game at one point, right? That was kind of a big deal, but I don't know. It doesn't seem like a thing they would do in the middle of a drop just to like tweak a little texture. You love how sassy I can be. Hey, I mean, some people some people say things and I'm like, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? I don't understand. The texture change was kind of needed, to be fair. I think they knocked it out of the park. I think Jasper did an amazing job. Honestly, like, to change the iconic look of Minecraft and soften it up and get it so that it feels like the same game, but like, you know, it's giving it like a whole new layer of polish. The dude killed it. The dude absolutely did a brilliant job on it. And it's one of those things where there was a lot of like clowning and dunking on it at the time and making jokes about it and all of that kind of stuff. But then like, look at where we are now. No one's going around going, they should bring the old textures back. This is superior. This is clearly superior. What am I working on right now? The floor of the factory, which is going to be double slabbed for oxidization. I could even start to oxidize more stuff. I mean, we've just built a bigger platform. Like, why not start to take advantage of it? Maybe even do an AFK overnight, you know? Why not? Do I miss the old lava texture? Not really. I honestly can't think of one. There is a texture which I don't miss, but I think of, which is netherrack. I cannot fathom how terrible the old netherrack texture was. Anyway, what do y'all think about the new numeration system? I think it's all right, but boy oh boy does it feel weird to like address the issue, but like keep this parity thing, this lack of parity in version number between Bedrock and Java. It's just, I don't get what the thinking is behind that, and I wish they would tell us. Like, sometimes it's technical stuff. Sometimes it's just things in the way programs have been set up and workflows, and it's like, all right, tell us and then we'll understand. But otherwise it just doesn't make any sense. It's like you've created this new system, but it's still got this big glaring problem in the middle of it. So what was the point? Just could have kept it how it was. Seems like most of you would agree. You wish they kept it 1 point. What they could have done is slowly uptick the drop numbers to just wait until it lines up with the year. And then when it's lined up, just, you know, change it then. But the thing is, like, if that's what they had announced, it would probably be just stood here saying, oh, they should have done something different. Tends to be like that. If Mojang had just gone with the system they had gone with and the Java and Bedrock numbers lined up, 100% that works. Brilliant. Let's forget about it. Let's move forward with this. Okay? Yeah, maybe they could have done 1 point whatever. Maybe they could have come up with something a little different. Doesn't matter. It works. Right? Let's forget about it and move forward. But no, now we got like this other sticky problem. Now it's like, I'm going to have to say, you know, we're looking at the update for Java 26.3. And if you're on Bedrock, that's 23.7 or something. You know, it's like, why? Why? The new versions also avoid the thought of 2 point something. They do, yes, they do. I think Mojang aren't allowed to legally make Minecraft 2.0. I'm pretty sure that's part of the buyout contract that they made with Notch, is that there can't be a Minecraft 2.0. So if we look at that, we're talking about things like doors, trapdoors. Basically, this is a lot easier. This is a lot easier than I realize. Here's what I do. I come up here. I go over there. I grab that. For those of you listening, you're like, what is he doing? You'll never know. We do this. See, chat, keep it a secret. Shh. Shh. Then, look, see? Now we know what we're doing. Maybe not that many. That's a bit mental, that is. Like, why would you need so many doors? Oh, whoops, I said what it was. Anyway, so like, yeah, we want those. We want these. Maybe not that many. But this is how you get a lot of this stuff now. Alright, that makes sense, doesn't it? What are we doing, says Bird Izilla. I'm not going to tell you, I'm just going to show you what we're doing, right? And it makes sense, right? These will be very popular. I want a few more of those. Like, I at least want a stack of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bam. Okay, the doors, yeah, that's fine. Trapdoors, we got a few more. I feel like, yeah, no, I did craft another stack, so like, that's a lot. We probably want more in the long run. Now, there is something else that doesn't appear here when we do that. Also, there's, oh, chains? Oh my god, I've got to make chains? There's stuff here that needs aging. Those things, basically. Interesting. Okay. Yo, we got Geku coming in with the Prime. Thank you for using the old Amazon Prime on me, my dude. Appreciate your support and hope you're enjoying the stream. We got 1,750 peeps tuned in today. Goodness me. Thanks everyone for coming by. Hope y'all doing well. I'll be streaming again Thursday, streaming again on the weekend. And as we get closer to Christmas, I will likely do some more streams during that period. You know, for the holidays and stuff. For your holiday entertainment. You know, don't hang out with the family at Christmas. That's not what it's for. Hang out with X. Be antisocial with me. You know? Okay, let's see. So in order to make copper things, I was about to say statues, and I'm like, that is not the right word. You need, yeah, nuggets, coal, and sticks. Nuggets, coal, and sticks, man. Some of them. Some of these. Also nuggets in here sometimes, right? Maybe, maybe not. But yeah, we're going to invest a lot of copper right now. Oh my god, we really are investing. This might be a bit much. Too much for my portfolio, man. Oh, look at me. I'm making investing jokes. God, I'm so funny. Totally connecting with the youth of today. They love it. Right. There you go. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. We're making progress. How many more? We got 40. I think I needed the nuggets for chains, so let's just go ahead, do that, and then the leftovers will make chains. Right. Pick all of that back up. Yeah, so how many more do I want to make? I think that's more than enough, really. That's more than enough. So we'll drop off those bits because now we kind of need like enough floor space for all of this. I've definitely overdone it. I've well and truly overdone it, but in the long run, it'll work out pretty well. Let's go ahead and grab a couple of these and then a chest to put it all in. Why do I store chests? Back here, I think? Or maybe there? I could just put it in a copper chest for now. Oh, wait. I was about to say then those need aging, but not really because we get loads of the fully aged ones with the way I do the golems. Okay, that's good, that's good. I don't think my family would agree on that, X. They want to see me. Ah, yes, the jokes about the Christmas and the spending time and stuff. Can't I watch a stream on my phone while being social? No. No, you can't. That's not how that works, mate. You love the floor in the old storage room. Oh, I'm glad you do. You know what? The area down below I've been undecided if I want to repeat myself or not. Maybe make it a little different. I'm glad you like the up top area. Maybe I'll try and find a way to do something similar but different. Which will probably be quite hard because there isn't a lot of other blocks that are quite like that. Do you think Mumbo's going to wander in here one day and be like, what's going on? Just a room full of copper lanterns, and boy, it makes it bright. You hope some hermits stream during the holidays. I will leading up to Christmas, but after Christmas I won't. You turned up your brightness and then it went blurry. Oh dear. Hey look, some of it's already started to oxidize. That's good. I'm wondering if I should open up a copper shop, you know? I definitely think of a place and a theme that would, I could do that at. You love the lantern age in front of us. Yeah, you can literally watch it start to age. Literally watch that. You can watch it happen. Wow. I thought I'd never run out. This could make a good business, you know, aged copper. Like an aged copper shop. Because all I gotta do is come back here like in the morning and it'll all be done. Right, let's dig out a bit more space. Over here. What I really need to do is drink some water for a minute. That went so well last season. It really did, but I also had a permit last season, so there was that. And I think this season I'm going to sell stuff on the cheap. I'm much more in a like share and care kind of vibe this season, you know. You could build a giant contraption to age copper. I could, but then I'd be repeating myself. But also, we're kind of early game. I think we're a little too early for that, you know. Why is there a clock on my lightning rods? Great question. Great question. I noticed that there were clocks on my decorative... Not clocks, actually. There was something completely different on my decorative barrels. That is to... What is that to tell you, actually? 0. Is that how long it creates a pulse for when it's been hit by lightning, perhaps? So other redstone components might have something similar. And then the pots have something interesting. Check this out. So, like, there's an added tooltip there. Tells you some redstoney stuff. Target is 0.4 to 1 second. So that's based on where you hit it, right? I thought it was signal strength based on where you hit it, but maybe it's signal length. That's... Do I want to do this right now? I think I do. I guess I should test both, actually. Like, if you hit it right in the middle, 15. If you hit it at the edge... Is it me or was the pulse shorter in the middle, longer on the outside? Probably about the same. Definitely not enough of a difference as that tooltip described, right? Like, if there was any difference, it wasn't over double, so that's not what it is. But yeah, it's there for something, right? Like, why is that below 0.5? Does anyone in chat know what that's for? There's only a couple of things with it as well. The instruments for note blocks as a tooltip would be neat. I've got a custom mod that isn't released that I would encourage the mod author to release, but that is just so unbelievably helpful. And you could go further with it, like adding stuff like, you know, the maybe like buttons for testing out the different sounds, right? And the blocks next to them. There's things like that in this game that could just be done so much better all over the place. But that was... Note blocks have a lot of them. Dude, that's incredible. Yeah, no, it's like, it's such a like a, oh my god, I want that. Like, as soon as you see it, you're like, why would I ever want to do this the vanilla way? It makes no sense to do it the vanilla way anymore, does it? And when I was building my contraptions for the longest time, you know, I was tuning all the notes individually, and it was just driving me nuts, and I was like, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way. That mod looks so nifty. It is nifty, isn't it? What mod do you use for invisible armor of the hermits? No mods required. That's what's cool about it. You don't need mods to do it. These are the sorts of mods I like because they're just like, why is this not in vanilla? Exactly. Exactly. Missed one. Got my eyes on them. It'd be very easy to mess it up. Who else is online, by the way? It's kind of quiet, just Impulse and Force. I feel like there's a little less like socialness at the moment. I want to keep like that early game energy where we're like bumping into each other and stuff, but it's hard to do. I don't know. You just with this game, you just kind of slip into that different rhythm eventually. Is this a farm or a building? It's a farm. Well, it's a building for farms, but it's also like a utility, I guess. Life series. Oh, right. Recording and editing life series. Got it. Yeah, there's a new one. Nice life. What's the twist this time? To be fair, I don't even know like what any of the twists are. I think I remember in the early seasons, wasn't there one where like your health got swapped or something when you attack someone else? But yeah, I know each season's got a twist. It's always snowing. Isn't that like terrible for video quality? Linked with another. Oh, maybe that was it. Maybe you were linked together. Sharing a health bar. Okay, yeah. No, not like rain. Okay, always. What's always snowing but not like rain? Sounds like a riddle, doesn't it? What's always snowing but not like rain? The capital of Iceland. The particles are reduced. The snow accumulates and doesn't stop. Oh wow, that's fun. Yeah, because you could. There's a game rule to let snow levels build up over time, but I don't think it stops it from like settling and continuously growing, or maybe it does. Dan Draft, always snowing but not like rain. That's a pretty good answer. That's a pretty good answer. You should send that off to one of those like joke books, or go write for Christmas crackers. They're employing people, dude. Christmas cracker people. That's who you gotta go talk to. Looks really nice with the snow, but the twist is there is a Santa trivia bot, and if they guess right, they can choose someone whose name turns purple and they hunt them down. Huh. That's cool. That's kind of cool. Bread loaf in chat. Hey, dude. If you set it to 8, it will turn into a block. It should start from 0 again, right? Well, that's what I just started wondering, right? Nitro's like, if the game rule lets it, you know, build up above whatever it generated as, then it can reach a full block, and snow settles on top of full blocks. So maybe in just vanilla, it just continuously builds up, which does not sound like a vanilla thing they would introduce, right? Oh, do you know what I've got to do? I've got to take some of these back to light up the next area. Funny enough. Let's do those next. See, if they were on the slabs, they're going to be easier to mine after the fact, but I've made my deal now. This is what it is. It's going to be this. You had something like that in a mod pack last year, and it was an absolute nightmare. Oh, right. It's only a 3-episode series. Interesting. Interesting. I had an idea, by the way. I've got like a prank that I want to do. And it's a bit of an old school prank, and I've been thinking about it, and I've just been wondering, like, what if I posted a 2-minute video to my channel of the prank. Like, maybe I don't even talk. Maybe there's a bit of text on screen to explain. You got some music, you got some time lapse in. Because that's basically the bulk of the content for a prank, right? And usually what you do on YouTube is you like work it into the theme of your episode, and then, you know, your episode's got to be like, it's a prank. But I kind of don't want to do that. Like, I've got other things that I want to frame my episodes around involving the golems. So I was half wondering if just putting out a standalone prank video, like it's not like it's an episode in the series, it's just like, all right, someone's been pranked. Now, it's what I think would work is that it would be kind of outside the usual format, but in doing so, it's very much like you can go, oh look, this just happened, this person got pranked, and now you know you're going to be waiting for their response. So it's not really about me creating like this thing as a part of my episode, it's just like a standalone thing. I think it's worth a try, honestly. The more I say it or think about it, the more I'm convinced it's worth a try. Everything's worth a try. But it just got me thinking about that whole prank formula in the past. Like, used to try and coordinate releasing episodes at the same time to get like the response and stuff, but I don't think you need that. And I reckon it'll work well as a video that says, like, you know, there was a prank and this is it, and it's bam, just 2 minutes, is out there. Like, you would see the time and you would know, like, okay, let's go watch the prank. You watch the prank, I'm now waiting for that person's reaction, right? Sono says I could definitely see that working. Yeah, like within the context of how YouTube works, it's just like you've made it apparent there's a prank and you can just wait to see the reaction now, right? Seems like well, pretty much every response in chat is pretty positive. It does strike me as one of those like no-brainer ideas, but like I always like to run it past someone just because other people have their perspective, which might be helpful. Just don't make it a short. Yeah, now that I was wondering about, and I'm pretty sure I don't want to make it a short, because I feel like that splits up the audience a little bit as well. Like, we're not primarily a shorts. Hermitcraft isn't a shorts thing, is it? So that splits the audience up a little bit to do that. So I probably won't. This is probably looking a little bit mental now, isn't it? I still seem to keep thinking about getting a shovel and not getting it, so let's do that. Yeah, I reckon I'll do it. The timing, though, I will probably... I will just have to see where it lands, because I would like to time it, ideally, so that the person I prank gets their episode out not long after that. But then also, so I've got my own episode near it, so, like, if you come and watch my next episode, I can kind of kick it off with, like, I did a prank, did you see it? You know, that kind of thing. I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to do it. I just realized as well. Oh my god. It's based on something someone said, and I'm just wondering, can I actually fish out the moment they said this thing and gave me this idea? And I probably can't, but I'll make a little note, actually. If I take a few shots in the dark and try and find it, I might get lucky, you never know. Yo, Joe, coming in with the raid. What were you up to, Joe? I noticed you weren't on the server. It's getting a bit quiet this evening over here. Apparently the life series or something is being recorded. Trying Hades 2, awesome. I really enjoy playing Hades, but I'm just not in the mood to play computer games much anymore. It also, well, I played the first one, and it just struck me as a game that didn't really need a sequel. But then the sequel looks so much like the original. I'm kind of wondering, like, why did they make a sequel to this? You know? Did you play the original? You're using it to practice voice acting on stream. Oh, okay, yeah, there's lots of character dialogue, right? In fact, if I remember correctly, don't they talk to you? Do you just turn off the voice acting in the game and do your own? Because I remember there being some pretty like funny characters on the one I played, the original. They have different voices for like 60 characters. Interesting. You turn off the in-game voices. Got ya, got ya. That's a cool little thing to do. And again, thank you for the raid, man. Do you think you'd play more computer games if you didn't do Hermitcraft? Nah, I think I'm just at that point where like games don't give me a lot anymore. I still have like a great fondness for them, especially nostalgically, and I'm so fond of all the times in the past, like when I was a kid, you know, playing these old games like Roller Coaster Tycoon, but I miss something when I go in and play games. I always want to feel like I'm creating something. And if I don't get that feeling, I feel like I'm wasting my time. And in a kind of like existential kind of way. So like it's really difficult for me to just be like, it's okay to like turn off your brain and not worry about it right now. It's like I just feel this constant need to create and contribute towards something, and that's what you do when you play Minecraft. You do that. I also really like puzzles and problem solving, so like when I goof around with Redstone, it just feels like I'm like flexing my brain and exploring problems, and it all feels very productive. But I just can't play a game casually for fun anymore. It just doesn't feel right. Sounds like being a workaholic to me, says Surefire Tannis. I heard this idea the other day where someone said like, oh yeah, you know, workaholic, work alcoholic, but like, is it a helpful term? So like when a term occupies space in your brain, it makes you think about certain things in a particular way. And they were just sort of saying like, is workaholic really like a proper term we should be using? And I thought that was quite interesting because it's probably not that accurate. However, as someone who I consider myself to be, you know, an addict with an addictive personality, and I just have to like move that energy into the right spaces, it's just like I get mad obsessive over stuff. And like my brain fixates on things, and that energy is great when it's like making YouTube videos and streaming, right? But is it being a workaholic? I'm not sure it is, like, because there's different types of work, right? Like, is going to the mines, going down into the coal mines every day, are you a workaholic? Like, workaholic tends to be associated with more entrepreneurial and creative endeavors, right? Doesn't tend to be associated with traditional work. So like, what is it? What's the actual thing there? So like sometimes the term doesn't really actually translate very well. As a data scientist, you yearn for the mines. You yearn for them. The definition is that it needs to be problematic or a hindrance to your everyday life. Okay, that's fair enough. Yeah, that's okay. So that's leaning way more into the alcoholic, the holic side, and saying that the way you're addicted to your work is destructive towards your life. That's interesting. Yeah, I would say I'm probably not a workaholic, but I'm like just driven by this like need for creating, this feeling like something is coming out of me and I'm putting it out there, like not even into the world for other people, but like just into the world. Like I'm very happy writing my music with zero expectations that anyone will ever hear it. I mean, I do release some of it and it gets out there, but like it's not motivated by that in the slightest. It's very just like intuitive and natural, where that like desire comes from. So yeah, it's a weird one. Oh, what's your true passion? Is it music? It is, but like considering how much I do this is a passion too. It's just not the passion I expected, or it's not what I would have known. I stumbled into this, you know, very much stumbled into it. And my passion is undoubtedly related to music. Like that's the one passion I don't have to question at all. Don't think I really have to question this either, but it was never part of the plan, you know. You can have two passions. Yeah, you can have two. I think it's weird because it's the one that is probably, well, undoubtedly the lesser of the two, right? Like, they're passions for different reasons. They scratch different itches, but music's always number one by a stretch. And that's the one that gets less of my attention. You can listen to my music on Spotify, dude. Let's press some buttons. Like, is it on the screen? It's on the screen. I'll leave it up there for a moment. Yeah, Soulside Eclipse is my music. I got a proper album out. And I've got demos. And I've got like a Dungeon Synth record that I made way back. I'm also working on a follow-up to my first record, but it's kind of like there's no rush to do it. I don't have to prove anything anymore. I just, whenever I get that time to be creative with music, I'll have fun and write some stuff, you know. That's just how that works now. Is there a stream weekend this weekend? The 14th is the one, so yeah, that's this weekend. 5 days time, right? 5 days time, you've got a stream weekend event. It's actually a one-day thing, so I don't know if we call it a weekend, but that's kind of our language for referring to these things, right? Is hermitcraft.com the live thing updated? Probably not. Probably not. Have I done any kind of physical release of my music? I haven't. I don't really have a desire to. I also quite like digital distribution of media, like less resources, that kind of thing. Not that I'm, you know, gung-ho about that kind of way of looking at things, but it's definitely not a bad thing, right? And so I'm not really that motivated to change that. Why do I have 2 layers of slabs? To speed up the oxidization process, essentially. Henrik says, genuinely really good music. Don't even listen to rock. I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, if you say my music is rock, I know you don't listen to that music because it's not rock, it's metal. But I appreciate it, dude. No, I'm just saying. I can tell you don't, because it's not rock. It's metal. Metal through and through. So there's a farm, and I want to build it in this area because it's a bit of an ugly temporary farm. And I always want to like picture further ahead. How does it look when the whole thing is put together? But I don't think you can. I think what I'm going to do is make sure there's enough space over here for us to build it with all this copper around it. And then we just got to think about how it fits in. I built this farm last season. We could possibly go check it out and figure out what materials we need. So that actually sounds like a really smart idea right now. Do I got any torches? I got torches. Soulside vinyl when? Probably never. Is anyone outside of Taylor Swift even making money with CDs anymore? With CDs, I've got no idea. I use FL Studio. That is my DAW, yep. Do I ever play my own music in my own streams? I don't, because I feel like I will just get madly distracted by it. Like, if I listen to my own music, I generally do it in a way where I get, like, really inspired and works up and want to create more. So I kind of, like, listen to my music every now and then when I want to pivot my brain into that space. So if I were to do it on stream, I would probably just start, like, waffling like crazy and then getting nothing done. But I should do it at some point. And to be fair, like, a new season of Hermitcraft, great time to introduce people to it who are new, I guess. Negative Civilization, says Monkey Drama. You like that one? That's part of like a concept album. I've got like 10 other tracks that are like demos, and I can never quite get back into the headspace for that one. But the concept behind it was to pair like samples of ugly things, like people saying nasty stuff, like really insane clips. So like if you listen to the lyrics of that track, it's pretty mental. Yeah, I'm in no way like saying I like what's being said, and I've got other things as well that are similar to that. Like there's one where it's more, I don't know, just like these really striking things that people say that then cut into like a negative aspect of society, and like to pair that with like aggressive industrial. I mean, it's not an original concept. Like this has been done before, but I really like that concept, and yeah, so I got loads of demos lying around for that, but I can never quite get myself back to that space where I want to like finish that off. And every now and then I pull up the demos and tinker around with them a little bit, but that's essentially like that thing was going to be an album, but it won't happen until I give up doing this and I have like loads more time to do music. So, you know. No vinyls. What about cassette tapes? I have an old Walkman. And you prefer listening to music for it. I just don't want to do physical media. Like, that's basically it. I'm just not that keen on it anymore. Like, it takes up space. It uses resources. I'm not here to preach. Like, everything we do, like, I'm using a computer. I'm sucking electricity from the grids. You know, it's just, I can't be bothered to create that stuff. And you know, and there's reasons that I think are good not to do it. So I'll just go with that. What are we doing next? Oh yeah, we're actually gonna hop off and go check out my single player world. Yeah, that's the one. Not my single player world. What am I? See what happens when you have to multitask. It's just, ugh. It's terrible. Okay, right, so we're in the right place, we're in the right world, we're in Season 10 world. And I just want to go... Was it over here that I built it? It was over here. I have an early memory of building it somewhere over there in the spawn bit. If you're wondering why we're getting crazy frame stuttering, it's because if you use Bobby Mod when you're actually playing the world in single player, it hits so much more different because it's actually loading, like, all of this stuff actively. You got that enhanced view distance. So yeah, we built this farm and then we moved it somewhere else. So it's all about getting pistons, observers, and then rails. Fortunately, I've got gold thanks to Etho. Thank you, Etho. We can do all of this really. Just a little bit of prep, I think. And then we'll put this farm in for pumpkins. So let's go craft some observers, some pistons, and some rails. Super simple stuff, really. Callie says, did Ormond's Discovery play earlier when I last paid attention to the song? It probably did because the album is on repeat. How do you get to change the block in the background of the loading screen? Resource pack? Deaf to a music stream. Well, Trial says, negative civilization slaps, but I can't really handle the Burzum sample. Well done for knowing who it was and what it is. But that was what I was saying earlier. Like, the stuff he says in that is just mad and mental. And, like, very, oh, I don't know, just very grandiose and judgmental. And, like, and that's, like, the vibe match is, like, this aggressive darkness with, like, the things that people say. And, like, the rest of the record tries to explore that a lot more. But, yeah. What are we talking... Oh, where was my brain about to go with all this stuff? Jump back to the music thing again, didn't I? Just gonna craft some things here, that was it. Wait, what am I looking for? I know what I'm looking for, but it might not be... I thought I left this behind somewhere, I didn't. I just thought, let's put those back in there for now. Want to distract Xisuma? Talk music's his heart game. Well, any topic really can distract me, right? This is just what happens when you play and talk and read. and listen to music, like, all at once. Like, what do I expect? I'm pretty sure that streaming is, like, destroying my brain slowly, and that one day when I give this up, my mental capacity will just all of a sudden increase. I should, next time I go on holiday and come back, I should, like, try and take note of my cognitive capacity in some sort of way, and like, see if I can actually see a difference. Like, if a week off will just, you know, sort me out or something. Anyway. Callie, maybe I'll have time. Let's see. Okay. Or maybe I'll just craft this stuff later. Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'll craft all this stuff later. Alright, so what we'll do next is we'll go visit Armored Monkey's base, which is Rushmere Brig over on the Let's Play Minecraft Together server. If you are subscribed here, if you've been gifted a subscription, if you have a regular one or an Amazon Prime one, you get access to our community. We're doing this for the community, you know. We want more people to come in and enjoy the community. The people here would love to have you come and play. So if you have a subscription, again, even gifted gets you access. So ask in the chat and they'll hook you up, right? Now, where are we right here? Which side of things? Oh, this looks cool. This looks cool. I think we're on the other side. I'm going to go into the portal and check. Wait, they got 2 portals here? Do they have 2 bases? Is this a thing that people can have? 2 bases? With cursed beds? Okay, I don't know what this is about. This here is the communal area. There's 4 communal areas. Everyone gets to come and build a starter base. And your starter base houses your magical teleports to your actual base, so that lots and lots of people can be spread out across the world, but connected together. That's a double trapdoor. I don't know why. I was looking at, like, that's a different slab texture. No, it's a double trapdoor. Looks like we're in a town with lots of shops. That's the vibe I'm getting. Love this. Oh, that is so good. That's so good. Especially, oh my god, especially, look at the arms, like, perfectly positioned. That just immediately was like, bam, I know what this is. I know what this is. It's a record store. It's a record store. And look, there's a picture of the sky. No, it's a clothes shop and that's a mirror. I'm not that stupid. Come on, people. Ah, look, it's a Llama. Yeah, that is a beautiful, beautiful shop. Love the hanging signs. We're probably going to have more amazing shops as we go around. So that looks like it leads somewhere underground. You are littering. It's the youth. Oh, it's always the youth, isn't it? We got some orange bushes. What is this thing? I feel like a lot of the builds here are quite, like, trying to explain themselves, you know? So I feel like that's like some sort of wood cutting operation, maybe. Got like a dockland area with some materials. I mean, those are literally like actual planks of wood, right? So I think that's what that is. This shop, dude, what a little shopping bag. How do people figure this stuff out? It's like a shirt shop. Is this like an art shop or a music store, maybe? Like piano? Oh my god, the details. The details. And then we got like a listen to a record area up here. Dude, I might have to take some tips for later in the season when I open my own record store, you know. Might have to take some tips. Bookshop. It will be. It will be. I don't doubt it. I want to see more interiors, Armored Monkey. These are super cool. Obviously, it's still, you know, doing the bits, but they are super cool. I really like this smaller scale building here. It's very, this is a very player scale vibe right now, and it's like, it's less blocks, but it's so hard to do this well, where you get these places to feel cozy and right with just like less room for detail and stuff. Dude, is that actually that one's texture, or is it a custom one? I haven't seen that in so long. Probably since they added it in like a snapshot. I like the clock there. Ooh, that pops. Why, hello there, sir, with your dashing top hat. Dude, is this like a office? Like reception and an office? This is the bank, isn't it? Oh, it's the mayor's office. Okay. Ooh, dirt buildings. Very fancy. That's a proper mud hut right there. Do you know what I haven't done yet? I haven't gone and flown around and looked at this from any other angle. I'm loving just walking along and feeling it from right here. Get a drink of honey. I wanted to make that joke from Harry Potter about that drink that they have that's basically like liquid honey, but it sort of pretends to be alcohol, but I can't remember what it's called. Is that possibly like some I don't think that's handcrafted. That's just a decent looking vanilla mountain. That's handcrafted. Okay, maybe there is some more handcrafted terrain out here. Ah, when you walk up to the edge, you would have been able to see out across the river. This is beautiful. This is absolutely beautiful stuff. I mean, I love how there's this contrast of scale where like all of this part of the build is just absolute, you know, terraforming, large scale bridging, but then everything on the bridge is player scale. Armored Monkey, this is such a superb base, my dude. I love it. I love it. This has been very inspirational. It's got me thinking a little bit about my own base, where I'm going to build these buildings up on the side. And just last night, I was working on a design for something that I want to put on there, and I was struggling with the scale. The scale was too big, and I was kind of like, I came away after an hour of building thinking, how am I going to get the scale right here? And this is an example of getting the scale just right. I've got to really work on that. Very cool stuff. Very cool. But all good things come to an end, including this live stream. So that's going to be it from me today. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Next stream is on Thursday. I'll go find someone to raid. How about that? Maybe there's another Hermit streaming. Let's have a look. Full Symmetry streaming. I'll send you over to False. Enjoy the raid. See you on Thursday and see you again on the weekend. Take care, everyone. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.